Let's get more on this now with Matthew Cappucci, who's a meteorologist based in Washington, D.C. Good to have you with us, Matthew. The US National Weather Service has issued excessive heat watches, warnings and advisories for a large swathe of the south. Tell us more about the temperatures and conditions that are being forecast.
Yeah, most definitely. So 65 million Americans are anticipating temperatures over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, so roughly about 38, 39 degrees Celsius, which is a really high percentage of people, about roughly a quarter of the country's population. One other concern, too, with this is the fact that the humidity will be near tropical levels. So you combine that with the actual air temperatures, it'll feel like 110 to 115 degrees, so roughly like 42 to 45 degrees Celsius in a number of locales. Very dangerous for people who are outdoors. And as a result, we want to make sure people have air conditioned environments if at all possible. Del Rio, Texas has seen record temperatures 10 days in a row now. They hit 115 degrees Fahrenheit, so about 46 degrees Celsius roughly. So showing you just how intense that heat is, with records being broken that are dating back like 100 years plus. So it really is a record setting heat dome. And this ridge of high pressure, this dome of heat, is going to sit for several days, grow even bigger, then push northeast to the lower Mississippi Valley and parts of the southern U.S.
And Matthew, at the same time, residents in some parts of the US are being warned about the potentially dangerous smoke from Canada's wildfires. Who's being affected by that?
So the wildfires in Canada have burned about 7.5 million hectares so far this year, really a record-setting fire season. Right now, it's mainly the Ohio Valley, the Great Lakes, and the eastern United States seeing that smoke in the densest concentrations, making it dangerous to go outside without a mask on or anything like that. So it's really quite concerning. One thing that's interesting is that last time we saw all this wildfire smoke in the Northeast, like in New York City about 3 weeks ago, this was from wildfires in Quebec and Ontario. Now the smoke is coming from different fires in northern Saskatchewan, Alberta, and the Northern Territory, as well as British Columbia. So a second round of fires up there. And really, these fires aren't going to stop burning anytime soon. Anytime there's a prevailing northerly or northwesterly wind in the United States, it's likely we'll pull down more of this wildfire smoke and unfortunately make for that toxic haze.
Is there any relief in sight in the United States in terms of that heat wave and the smoke? When might conditions improve?
So I think the overarching pattern actually favors improvement for both within the next like 72 hours, or roughly 4-ish 5 days. Ultimately, it's the same high pressure heat dome that is parked over the central US. There are clockwise winds around it. So north of it and east of it, we're getting winds out of the northwest, pulling down the smoke. Beneath the heat dome, you get hot, dry, sinking air, causing the excessive temperatures over the central and southern United States. That heat dome finally breaks down about 3 or 4 days from now as we head towards late in the weekend into early next week. So we'll see the heat start to abate over the southern U.S., conditions starting to cool down, the humidity will drop a little bit, it'll be more healthy to be outside. And for eastern parts of the United States and the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic, we'll see the wind change direction to more like the south-southwest, which will pump in cleaner air, getting rid of that smoke. So give it like 3 or 4 more days. Across the board, things should be getting better.
Okay, Matthew Cappucci, thank you so much for bringing us the latest there from Washington, D.C.